Good evening, welcome. We weren't going to do announcements at the beginning. We're trying to simulate as close to possible next Friday, but since we had that little announcement, I want to welcome you and thank you for being here tonight. We're going to start off with the concert band. We're going to do our march that we'll do at Contest next Friday. It's by a Midwest composer named Carl L. King, and he wrote this march. It was a little side anecdote. I put it on the board after the Christmas concert, the holiday concert, and it said Imperial March on it. And the kids are like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, it's not that Imperial March. So, but it is a really good march, so we hope you enjoy it. Here's Imperial March by Carl L. King. Thank you. Our next group is a flute trio that played at Solon Ensemble Contest at the end of January. I sent out an email that had all of our results on it, but I thought we had such a great day that day. So many kids participating, so many kids doing well. I felt like we needed to recognize them, especially being that March is National Music in Our Schools Month. So I'm going to announce the names of the students who perform solos or ensembles that are in the concert band only right now, and we could just save our applause till the end. I would appreciate it. So we had a total of 53 events with 50 high school members participating, and from the concert band, we had the following soloists, following participants: Madison Duke, Andrea Klemple, Brennan Beal, Madison Zetz, Alexander Hayden, Ray Burnett, Nathan Binns Castronova, Josh Farley, Anthony Moranto, Julia Sansatera. You guys can stand, I'm sorry. If I announced your name, stand. Samantha Shekelhoff. These are the percussion group, so we're going to add Joy Jenkins, Zach Smith, Caden Svetkoff, and Taylor Zetz. And then Jonathan Schmidt was in our saxophone quartet. And then Nick Krasilik, David Schmidt. And then rounding up is Zachary Perico, Julia McGowan, and Stephanie Shekelhoff. How about a round of applause for our concert band, solo and ensemble participants? Okay, you guys can sit down. Thank you. We're going to welcome to the stage our flute trio, Gia Martin from Symphonic Band, and then David Schmidt and Nick Krasilik from Concert Band. They're going to play a piece called Allegro Giocoso by Haydn, arranged by Ostling. So, come on up. Okay, our next selection is called Armenian Rhapsody. This is a really neat piece of music in that it is 4 Armenian folk songs strung together. A rhapsody is a loose form in music. It really lacks structure. So a lot of times composers use this form when they don't want to be confined to certain parameters. So you're going to hear 4 folk songs from Armenia, and everyone's in the minor key. So it gave us an opportunity to learn minor keys. We usually play in major keys. And then we also got to learn music from another country and another culture. That's our required piece for the concert band. And then our select piece, which we get to pick, we'll finish out. It's called Cascade River Overture. It's a typical ABA. So you have a theme, and then there's a slow section, and then the theme comes back. And it's really neat. Right after the slow section, to transition back to A, you're going to hear this little fugue section, which is one of the most complicated forms in musical compositional style. And the kids have done a great job with that. So Armenian Rhapsody by Johnny Vincent, followed by Cascade River Overture by Douglas Akey. Okay, thank you. So we're going to have we actually had 3 percussion ensembles perform at Solon Ensemble. We're going to have 2 of them play tonight. The first one is entitled the Concert Band Percussion Ensemble, but we have a symphonic band member in there, Chris Smallwood, and we also have Julia Sansatera, who is filling in on the bell part. She's actually an oboe player, very fine oboe player. So she's like, can I play in one of the percussion ensembles? So and you cannot say no to Julia. She's such a cutie. So, and then, of course, this strapping young man that's in front of them, he's kind of new at this, so please be gentle with him as he conducts. This is his first time. No, I'm kidding. This is Mr. Drevna, one of our most esteemed and most valued colleagues and friends here, and he's going to conduct both ensembles. So this is called Balalakan Holiday. So while they're finishing their setup here, this is our symphonic band mallet ensemble. And what you see before you are 2 marimbas and 2 xylophones. And you'll see that Ben and Mira will be splitting a part on the xylophone here to your left. Justin and Bree are on the marimba, Justin Bree on the xylophone, and then Tanner and Ethan are splitting the marimba on your right. So this is a mallet sextet, or a mallet piece for six. It's from the George Bizet, who was a late Romantic composer, and it's called Farandole, from his suite called L'Arsaenne. It was originally composed for string orchestra, so this is quite a departure from its original format. So again, how about a round of applause for our symphonic band mallet under the direction of Mr. Drevno. Okay, I want to thank you for being so patient as we did all those stage changes. I hope it was worth it hearing our percussion ensembles. Didn't they do a great job? I'm going to do all my announcements for this portion up front now, because we really, especially with this group, the level of literature they're playing, we really need to kind of rep it as we would on Friday. So I'm going to recognize our symphonic band, solo, and ensemble participants. They're going to stand, and then would you please wait till the end to give them a round of applause. So in symphonic band that participated in solo and ensemble, Rachel Beal, Alexa Burnett, Christian Pruitt, Justin Spatter, Nicholas Hartman, Mario Mavar, Nicholas Sansatera, Ethan Scalzo, Justin Tura, William Epp, Mira Sethi, Samantha Hudak, Hayden Nottingham, Ty Schaub, John Hano, and then in our symphonic band mallet ensemble, not standing, Ben Janik, Brianna Remius, Ethan Scalzo, Tanner Svetkov. In our percussion ensemble, add to this now, I think we've announced all those. Concert band percussion ensemble we did. Our brass quintet, not standing yet, is Jonas Epp, Connor Fuchs. And then our saxophone quartet, Duncan Harlan. And then our flute trio, you heard her earlier, Gia Martin. And then rounding out the symphonic band participants, Stephen Duke, Kyle Gamble, Joshua Comport, Connor Fuchs, Sam Moore, Angel Russo. I think that's everyone. Did I get everyone? How about a round of applause for our symphonic band? Thank you. Just a couple things. You're all invited Friday. I know it's a Friday, and it's probably after tonight, so maybe not the first thing on your mind is to come hear us at contest, but we are playing at Howland, so it's not a bad drive. The details are in your bulletin. Concert band, it's going to be a little tricky for us. They're going to have to bring their concert attire to school on Friday. We're going to have to get them out of 8th period a couple minutes early so they can change. But they're going to perform at 4:35. And then just one adjustment from the email I sent out. Concert band is at 6:55, not 7. Or I'm sorry, symphonic band is at 6:55, not 7. The event is free and open to all, so there is no cost involved. Also, we kicked off our Butter Braids fundraiser last week. Really excited about this product. I think it's something that it's worth selling. Plus, we earned some money to help support the bands. I set a goal for the high school, each band member to try to sell 7 items. Orders are due Monday, March 18th. Really important. When you come and pick them up on the 15th, you have to get them either in a freezer or delivered ASAP because they are a frozen product. And I just want to personally thank Mrs. Sanders and Mrs. Sestone for cheering our Butter Braids fundraiser. So we're going to play 3 selections of music. The symphonic band enters in Class A for OMEA competition. Our first march is by Cincinnati native Henry Fillmore, probably the second most prolific march writer next to John Philip Sousa. He wrote this really fine 6/8 march called Man of the Hour. And then we're going to play a standard in the band repertoire called Prelude, Siciliano, and Rondo. It's a 3-movement work, so we ask you to hold your applause at the end, by British composer Malcolm Arnold. Interesting, he composed this for a brass band, and then John Painter, who was the longtime band director at Northwestern, transcribed it for the modern concert band. So 3 very, very unique movements. The middle movement, probably my most favorite. It's up there of all the music that I've listened to and studied and performed. And then we're going to finish with a really fun piece of music called Backstage Pass. It's really a departure, I think, for concert band literature. It was commissioned by a family of a longtime Broadway drum set artist who made a career playing on Broadway. And so they said, we really want to embody his work in this piece. So you're going to hear this really bold fanfare, and I told the kids, I think it reminds you, if you've ever been to Times Square and Broadway, just the expansiveness of that area. And then it goes into this kind of really nice, fun groove pop theme to this really, really beautiful ballad. It's very reminiscent of something like a Burt Bacharach or Hal Leonard or would write. And if you've seen that, I told him, if you've seen the movie, the remake of A Star is Born, it sounds like it's right from there. And then it goes into this really hip, like we've made a turn and gone into Harlem, and we're doing this big band, the world's largest big band, 60-piece. And then the pop theme returns at the end. So I think you're going to really enjoy that piece of music. So without further ado, would you please welcome the Canfield High School Symphonic Band. Thank you. Thank you again for coming, and we hope to see you Friday night. If not, we'll see you at our next concert, which will not be clear till May. So thank you. Have a good evening. Please drive safe.